Hello my friends, and welcome back to Coffee Tea Paper. Today I'm sharing with you some happy mail from Mel. Now Mel watches this channel and she has the handle of Awful Gold, which is not awful gold, it's filled with awe gold. And she very kindly offered to send me some paper samples, fountain pen friendly paper samples. And because I was struggling a bit, I was doing some ink swatching in my super lightweight paper journal, and so she sent me some other papers to try, which is really lovely of her. Now she has the most beautiful writing. If you saw the front of the envelope, gorgeous. And I've just done a little sneaky peek of her note there to me, so you can have a look at her just beautiful handwriting, very aspirational. But she was a bit naughty, because not only did she send me some paper samples, which I'll get to in a moment, but she sent me some tea and these postcards from Oregon, including this one with a really beautiful night skyline and some bridge silhouettes. So yeah, we won't go into that after the last video, but you know how pleased I am about that. So there's beautiful postcards. So they'll be going up onto my wall, and some Earl Grey tea. So I've definitely had Twinings Earl Grey before, but I don't know if I've had the US version. Had the Australian version. So it'll be interesting to see if it's different. And she also sent me some stamp samples from the Travelers Notebook Company limited edition train station set, which came with the wooden stamps, as well as these memo notes in a strawberry theme, and the paper on those are just beautiful as well. I don't know what it is about Japanese papers, whether it's the trees they use, the manufacturing processes, I don't know, but they're always just so nice to the touch. Now, yeah, I was excited. Here are the paper samples that she has sent me. Now, this first one is an Apika, which is a Japanese brand, and Mel didn't mention the GSM on that, but I looked it up and it seemed like it was 86 GSM. And this paper sheets that she sent me here, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's got a dot grid on it, and that's the Rhodia, which is a French paper manufacturer, and that's meant to be 80 GSM, but it actually feels thicker than the Apika, so I'm not sure if I've looked up the correct information there. But we'll try them out with some with a fountain pen later, as I do my journal spread, because Mel sent me enough there that I can have a little bit to go in my journal pages today, as well as some bigger pieces to put into my ink swatching pages as well in my other journal. I'm thinking what I might do is use a variety, like use one pen, but then use a variety of different papers that I have. Anyway, I'm just going, yes, thank you Mel so much. I'm thrilled with everything. Tea, postcards, paper, beautiful writing, lots to love. Anyway, I'll get back to that other bit later. I got another mail as well, which is actually part 2 of a mail, and part 1 hasn't arrived yet. So Helen from Cheery Letters and Keep Your Chin Up sent me a letter in one envelope and some goodies in another envelope, and unfortunately the letter hasn't arrived yet. Normally she sends me this sort of dual mail or twin mail, and they normally arrive together, but not this time. So I'm eagerly awaiting her letter. It's always an interesting read. She's a very, very inspiring and interesting lady, and yes, one of the many that I've met through Instagram. So I'm just admiring here. She's found some very interesting vintage papers. I hope she hasn't been going to church and ripping those songbooks apart. Yes, and some beautiful handmade textured papers here as well. I love those ones that have kind of those natural inclusions, like little flecks and fibers and leaves, and yeah, I mean, they're not really designed for writing on, are they? They're designed to be admired and appreciated for the fibers that make them up. And she's also sent me some samples of the new Windry Ramadina collab tape with I'm going to say this incorrectly, Listeninda, and that tape is called Together, with the man and the woman. And this tape here is from this sample here is from Pisco Letters, and Ploy is the artist, and she has created a tape called Unconditional Love, which is about the love between animals and people. So yes, I like that one with the sloth and the bird. So yes, these are all beautiful, and Helen and Claire have many of these items in their shop at Cheery Letters, and she's always kind enough to send me some goodies from what they're recently stocking, which is very, very kind of her. I actually saw her making these little envelopes. They're the little goodie envelopes that they put in with orders, and she's used a couple of different stamps there, and popped in, there's some Lin Chianing or LCN Design Studio sticker flakes, which, you know, I'm a fan. Oh, I should do a plug here, shouldn't I? Oh, I have an LCN Design Studio unboxing. I shall leave a link. And also these stamp stickers, they're faux stamp stickers. I'm not sure where they're from. I want to say Peon, but I don't think that's right. Anyway, and she's also sent me some beautiful stamps, and this one is actually a Mother's Day stamp with some lovely flowers on it, and they're just great to use in collage pages or to decorate cards or other little items, because they're like miniature artworks in themselves, and yeah, it's really nice to combine the colours often. And a thicker piece of beautiful decal-edged card there, and this journaling card, which has something like the shadow of flowers on it. So yeah, beautiful collection of goodies that Helen has sent to me with her little handwritten note, and yes, I'm eagerly awaiting her letter. So of course I just wanted to ask as well, does anyone have this problem where they've they've got their lovely canvas insert in their traveler's notebook cover, and it's getting stained from the leather. Has anyone come across this? And if so, have you oh yeah, they're my stickers for my social media and doing washing stickers, and then I forget to use them. Anyway, so yeah, has anyone washed theirs? Because I'm wondering, do I attempt to wash it? Is that going to ruin it? Yeah, I don't like the stains on it. With my new one here, I was a bit worried about it. So what I've done is, I haven't put it in my journal yet, but I've actually sprayed it with Scotch Guard. Yeah, patina's one thing, dirt is another, but anyway. Yeah, so if you have successfully cleaned one of those canvas pouches, please let me know how it went, please, because I'm this close to putting it in the washing machine. Anyway, so today in my pages, oh yeah, and that's one of my stamps. I'll leave a link up there where I bought all the travel stamps, but there's other useful little phrases and statements on there as well. And I've got these offcuts from some very old book pages that I used to make some pockets for pen pals and things, and I find that those margins stamp up beautifully to make little quote labels, or like tickety things, or sentiment strips, or yeah, and the paper in it, because it's so old and some of it's a bit mucky, actually, yeah, really, it looks really nice. And yeah, so it's quite funny, isn't it? Look, I've got all this paper here. So I've got the paper in my journal, I've got the Rhodia and the Apica, and they're all so different. And yeah, and oh yeah, so I've got some Life airmail paper. So what I was thinking, coming back to what I was saying earlier, was that I might put a piece, use one pen and do a sample. Oh, and here's some Tomoe River that I've got, which is really good for keeping pen pal letters, the weight down, sending overseas. So yes, I might try and get a sample of each of these using one pen and put it in my ink swatching journal. This is the paper that I deconstructed out of the journal that I wasn't happy with, and I think I will use this pen, which is my TWSBI with the Diamine Cocoa Shimmer ink, which happens to be my favourite pen and my favourite ink. So then I have a like with like comparison with how the ink behaves on the different papers, and yeah, it's quite a juicy ink and a juicy pen, because it's a broad nib pen. So I obviously really enjoyed my happy mails from Mel and Helen, and so my goal today is to use some of the things that they sent me. So yeah, often I think if I just posted pictures of my pages, just standalone pictures with no explanation, they probably wouldn't really garner that much. Oh yes, and I've started my glue stick. Oh, it's so good. I really like it a lot. So I can see this becoming this is going to be hard to say, my go-to glue stick. Anyway, and not that I encourage you in any way to go around smelling your glue sticks, but the incidental aroma of the glue whilst gluing with my glue stick is very pleasant. Yeah, so it reminds me of what my original Muji one used to smell like. The new Muji glue sticks aren't quite as nice as the old ones were. So I don't know what's happened there. Gosh, I'm rambling today. I do apologise. I've got someone coming to the house to fix something, because the old house is always something that's broken, and so I'm desperately trying to get my voiceover done before they arrive. I've been given one of those windows, that's somewhere between this time and that time, which means you can't go anywhere and the whole day. So back to ramble number 2 or 3. I was saying, if I just posted images of my completed pages, I don't think people will get particularly excited about them. I don't really create them for aesthetic effects. I like them when they can be aesthetic, and I do try to sort of coordinate things, but for me it's about putting in the items that have, or doing my doodly doodles, which I haven't done for a while. I have to have another go at that. That means something to me from the week that's been. So of course this week I was so touched and excited to receive such lovely mail from Mel and Helen, and so of course I wanted to put that in my journal. Fortunately, they used some things that had similar colorways, so I was able to coordinate things a bit there, but I wanted to put in that little note from Helen, and because I'm thinking about ink swatching and fountain pen friendly papers such as Mel has sent me, I've cut out that little girl with her pen and her ink from the goodies envelope that Helen sent. And so I'm just using a bit of the paper there. I've written a note about it to stick in my page, and that will also remind me, because I've got a whole list of things that I want to do, videos that I want to film to share with you guys, and so this acts as a little reminder to myself as well about my idea about doing some ink swatching and testing on various papers for including in my ink swatching journal as well. Oh, yeah, such a ramble this week. Yeah, I've got some really fun videos coming up. Some I've filmed, some I haven't filmed yet. But yeah, I've got a whole list of things that I want to do. It's just a matter of finding the time. It's not so much finding the time to sit down and do the filming. It's actually the editing. If I hadn't edited this video down, it's an hour and a half, because I do tend to when I'm sitting at my desk and having the time to do some journaling, I like to enjoy it, but I also always get interrupted. There's always I've got to run off and answer the door, or do a load of washing, or stir the dinner, or the kids might ask, what's for morning tea, what's for afternoon tea, what's for dinner, what you know how it goes. Or I have to go somewhere and I've lost track of time. So yeah, I'm not sure if I've had any videos where I've had obvious outfit changes, but I'm sure they're there. But it's life, right? And I'm grateful for the time that I get to play with my papers and pens and journals and read the letters that my pen pals send me, and yeah. So I've popped in that LCN sticker there from Helen, which is the ink bottle, which reminds me of there's a Dutch brand of fountain pen ink, Ackerman, I think. They have most beautiful bottles. They're like they look like perfume bottles, like old, elegant perfume bottles. And yeah, it's definitely on my wish list to have. I think they produced an ink, a Delft Blau ink, which was in the blue of the Delft Blau ceramic ware, which I collect. But I'm not sure. I think it was a limited edition, and I'm not sure if there's any available still. Yeah, one day I'll try to hunt it down. Anyway, once again, thank you for listening to me ramble along, and thank you so much, Mel, for sending me those papers, and Helen for the lovely mail as well. And yeah, I'll see everybody next week. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.